In today's video, I will talk about actually the most important thing in Forex Robot Trading. And believe me, it is actually the most important thing when it comes to Forex trading with EAs. And I don't say it just, to, bullshit you. I say it with all of my heart, and so forward testing. If you start forex trading and you start it with EA's robots, forward testing is just unacceptable to just avoid, because you know that there are thousands of EAs, forex robots in the markets, and the developers sell them, and they are actually quite bad, and the one of the most just burning problem is the lack of forward testing. And right now I don't talk about my FX book or live results. I will talk about this in another video. Right now I talk about the really technical analysis part of it, and basically the part where you actually test your EA on live data set. And that means, and I've already talked about this topic in many videos, and it is a really tough topic, I realized. So I will make videos on this topic that are just more simple, because actually it is so important that if you don't do this, you will fail almost 100%. So the thing is, when you let's forget about all the EAs and forex robots that you can buy from other people. Let's say you start to build your own robot. Now, what do? The first thing is you figure out a strategy. You just check that strategy on the charts, on TradingView or MT4, MT5, CRGO, or any other just platform, or just check the past data and do it by hand or by a strategy tester on the data sets. And you see that it is most of the time that it is actually quite bad. That of course it works for a limited period of time, but it just fails miserably when it comes to long term, because the markets are changing really fast. And if you want to be a day trader, or you want to have more than one trades per month, then it is impossible to have an EA that will do that for you. It is literally impossible to have an EA that will do that for you in a long period of time. And I mean like 20 years or even 30 years. And what I mean by impossible, it means that if you have an EA and you have the same settings, so you have the same parameters in your EA, in the inputs, then it will be outdated really fast. And so you just can't let your EA be outdated, because if you don't update and re-optimize, re-adapt the EA for current markets and market situations and market changes, if you don't adapt your EA and yourself actually, because if you're an entrepreneur, you have to adapt yourself to market changes. It is like any other business, and if you don't do that, you get outdated and you sell like big fucking. It is like you today you would open a shop where you sell like really old big TVs for 10 times the price as the new TV, and it is not a retro shop. It is it is a shop that is that you want to be a you know, a professional electronics shop, and it is just bullshit. You can't sell those TVs anymore for $1 million because it is not the, you know, it is not, you know, 100 years ago. So if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a Forex trader, you have to update your EAs like any other fucking business. So the main reason why people fail, even if they update and optimize, re-optimize and re-adopt their EAs, is because the lack of forward testing. And here is one reason why I don't actually really like MyFX book and live results. Don't get me wrong, it is really great, and I will publish my MyFX book for my EAs. So I won't say that it is not a great tool and not a great, you know, it is a kind of a proof that the EA works on live account as well. But for a developer like myself, and so it is just too, for me and for my EAs, it is just too the period. It's just too short, because if I, you know, if I start to watch, let's say one of my best EAs, and I want to, you know, trade for investors with this EA, and let's say I start forward testing it, and if I would you know, choose the forward testing method where I just put the EA to a live account and just watch it as it how it goes, I would need like years to and I still, you know, just watch the EA if it works. And it is, for me, it is unacceptable, because I you know, there are investors who are waiting for me. You know, I have to maintain myself. So I have to trade, you know, I have to program EAs, so I have to work. And actually, which is a better method for me, and it is proven to work, it is a bit painful. It is more painful than MyFX book or live results, because it is fucking long term. And most people, as I said in my other video, they rather choose like live account, you know, analyzing, because this is just fucking harder. And this is the following: when you test an EA, you optimize it, because you are a human. You don't have the capacity to just calculate like trillions of, you know, combinations, but the computer can do it. So you want to find the best parameters for your needs. Not the curve-fitted bullshit parameters, but the best parameters that are just fitting for your trading style, your emotion, your reactions, your, you know, your life. And so, you know, you optimize it, and after that, you just put it on a live account, and you want to trade with it. And there is a little problem there, and that is, and it is not a new concept, I know, but most people just can't seem to use this method, so I have to tell you that you should use it, because if you don't do forward testing on data sets, you will fail. So what you should do is the following. I will try to tell you this method as fucking simple as I just can, because I did videos on this topic, and it seemed that it was just too hard for you know, and I get it, because sometimes I explain things a bit too complicated, but I will try to explain it simple this time. So just do the following. It is really simple. Let's say, and I recommend this, test all your EAs for 20 years. Now, that is not a short period of time. So, test your EAs for 20 years and optimize them for 20 years, but not the way most people do it. Of course, you can do that, you optimize your EA for 20 years and then let's see what it does on live results. That is not a bad, actually it is not that bad, because at least you have 10 years of data, and you can, you know, you are able to have some sort of you know, trust in your EA, and you won't be as frustrated and stressed as you would if you didn't do that that test. But if you want to be a pro trader who actually knows that the EA works because you know, investors are waiting for you, you want to make money, then do the following. Just test your EA from you know, 20 years before now, and test your EA the following way. Test it for 3 years, and then no, optimize it for 3 years. Sorry, optimize it for 3 years, and then test it for 1 year that wasn't optimized. I know this is not a new concept, but no one seems to use it. So just start to use it. So, and after that, grab another 3 years and optimize it. Optimize the hell out of it if you want, because this way you don't have to worry about curve fitting, and curve fitting is actually the worst nightmare of all EA traders, and they don't know how to just fight it, so they just sell their bullshit EAs. Then grab another 3 years, optimize it as you want, as your needs, just as your desires want to optimize it. And then test it for another year that wasn't optimized at all, a brand new data set. And this way you actually do the following. It is much better than live trading results, because you actually tested it on live results. It is like, it is the same as I would, you know, optimize an EA now, and I would just watch my EA work and work and work for 1 year. But this way you can do it in 1 minute, and you don't have to wait fucking 1 year. It is the same exact thing if you have the right data set. And watch my other videos on how to get the best data, because if you have like 90% or below data, you are fucked, because then it doesn't even matter if you do forward testing. So actually I realized that Forex trading and EA developing and this thing is really, really complex if you put it together. But you know, freedom is not for free, because if you want to be free, everything will just fucking try to stop you from that. So you have to be an animal to be free, and you have to be intelligent, you have to be disciplined, you have to be a really just a skilled human being to do it. And I try to make videos that are not for, you know, views or just to, you know, I could make videos like, I tried this scalper, let's see how it works on live account, and I would like, you know, I don't know, many more views than now. I want to have traders who actually want to make a living out of trading. It is my fucking mission. And so I will do everything to, I don't know, to have you who are just are willing to put the effort into this business. So the other thing is, forward testing is crucial, and as I said, first I would do that. So 3 years, 1 year, 3 years, 1 year, optimizing, then 1 year, you know, new data. Then do this until the, you know, the 20 years is done, and you will see that your EA is I don't want to say it out loud, but it is just bad, because most EAs, man, most EAs that you think that is a really complex strategy, you think that it is just unbreakable, you optimizing just show that it works for 100 years, you know. And the problem is that when it comes to forward testing, it is just fucking cruel. Don't be satisfied with that 3 year, 1 year, 3 year, 1 year, 3 year, 1 year, you know, thing. Because if you do that and your EA is profitable, actually it is, you know that if you optimize your EA for 3 years, you have a really good chance that for the following year it will work. But don't be, you know, just sad if it just can't seem to work for you. because strategies are different. Every strategy is different, every style is different. So you have to find combinations of the optimization combinations, because if you have to optimize the periods when the parameters, the periods, let's say, I try to explain it in a simple way. Let's say it can seem to work for you when you do it with a 3-year, 1-year period set, but maybe it works for you because your EA is that side. If you use a let's say 5-year and 6 months period and do this over and over again until you reach today. So or your EA might work. I have an EA that works with a 3-month, 1-month period. So I optimize my EA for 3 months and they use it only on 1 month, and then 3-month optimization and then 1 month. So forward testing has a really I want you to actually appreciate that if you actually do the forward testing, you have such an advantage over the market that it is unbelievable. It is fucking hard, so it is not an easy thing. I don't say that everybody will do it successfully and everybody will have the patience to do it, because it is just a long time to do. But yeah, I recommend it to do, because if you don't do it, you won't have, even if you optimize your EA or you test it, you won't have the ability to see how it worked on live data sets in the past. And this is the other thing that that my Facebook or live accounts can do. And you might already see that even if the developer shows you that my Facebook account, it doesn't work on real live accounts for you. So it's kind of a bullshit sometimes. And one of the things why I am not really a pro of that is that you can't live test your robots in the past, just in the future. So I will publish in my Facebook account because I want to prove that my EAs actually work for the public. It is a great way to prove it for the misbelievers, just people who just doesn't believe me. So I will do it anyway, but I just tell you these things from a developer perspective, because I think that if you want to be successful, you have to know these things. And one more thing, in MT5 you have you can do all this forward testing in C-Algo or MT4 by hand, but in MT5 you have a system that can forward test your your strategies. So I recommend to use that, because that is actually a great system and you don't have to do it by hand over and over again. Yeah, so I hope this video was useful for you, because I poured my heart and soul into it, I have to tell you. Yeah, I go and drink some milk, and yeah, it is a day when it rains a lot, so I have really deep philosophical thoughts, and I don't know, I think if I continue this video I will talk about some deep philosophical things that you are not interested in. So yeah, ciao!